All right, good morning, guys, and happy Wednesday. We're trying something a little bit different here today. We're going to see if a screen recording video is going to help out at all. So we're going to talk about areas of squares and volumes of cubes. So something we've talked about a little bit before in class is anytime I have a square, I know that all four sides are the same. And to find the area of a rectangle or a square, I can take the length times the width. But here I've just got 8 and 8. So length times width is going to end up being 8 times 8, which is 64, or 8 squared. So that's why we call it a square number. We're taking whatever this side length is and we will square it. So this area is going to be 8 squared, or 64. Same thing here. I know I've got 2 and 2 and 2 and 2. So the area is length times width, which is 2 times 2, or 2 squared, which is just 4. So the area is 2 squared, which is 4. So why don't you guys pause the video, try the last 2 problems here, and then we'll talk about finding side lengths. All right, so here we go. This one would be 3 times 3, or 3 squared, and this last one here, 5 times 5, would be area, 5 squared, which is 25. All right, now let's go the other direction. So before we were finding the area from our side lengths, we were taking the side squared to get the area. But now we're given the area. Now we're given, 100 or 64 or whatever that is. So now, if my area is 100 feet squared, and I'm not sure why this didn't transfer over to the PDF, but we can take my area, plug it in for the area, and say the side length squared is 100. And now the opposite of squaring a number is taking its square root. So the square root cancels with the square, and now the square root of 100 is going to be our side length, which is just 10. So I know these side lengths are 10. So all we're doing in the end here is we're taking this area, and we're square rooting it to find the side length. So same thing here. Let's say our side squared is 64. So to get rid of the squared, we can square root. So the side length equals root 64, which we know is 8. So why don't you guys try those last 2? Pause the video, try the last 2 here, and then check in, see how it went. So here the side squared is 49. So the side length, again, squaring and square rooting are opposites. So the side is root 49, which is 7. And this last one here, root 196, is just 14. Okay, we're going to do something similar here with cubes. And you know, anytime we used squares, we squared our number or square rooted. But here, if I'm doing cubes, we can cube our number or cube root it. The reason why here is our volume is equal to the length times the width times the height. But we know the length and the width are the same. We know the width and the height are the same because these are all squares, all these faces. So all these numbers have to be the same. So our volume must be 7 times 7 times 7, or 7 cubed. So we know here our volume is 343 cubic units, or units cubed. Same here, our volume is length times width times height. Volume is 4 cubed, 64 units cubed. Why don't you guys try the last two here, pause the video, try the last two problems, and then check in, see how it went. Volume equals 2 times 2 times 2, 2 cubed, 8. And last here, volume equals length times width times height. Okay, and just like in squares, you know, given that side length we square rooted, you know, so here we were cubing our side lengths to find the volume. And what's the opposite of cube? It's got to be cube rooting. So side cubed equals 512. And then to get rid of that cube, again, the opposite of cubing is cube rooting. So we'll take the cube root of 512. It's going to be the side length, and that is 8. So here's same thing. Side cubed is volume of a cube, which is 8. And then the opposite of cubing is cube rooting. And the cube root of 8 is 2. So why don't you guys try the last two here, pause the video, and then let me know how it went. So here again, side length cubed got me 64. So we'll do the opposite of cubing, which is a cube root. And the cube root of 64 is 4. And last thing here, cube root of 1 is just 1. Alright guys, so try the Google form that I've posted here on our classroom, and that'll be our attendance for the day. Have a great day, stay healthy,